exactly the one I'm looking for.
Does the movie ever explain how he heard about Django in the first place? Like, who was the guy that told him the story about Django, this one slave from 4 states away who one time worked with these white dudes but then got sold and is now in Texas? Yeah, go see him. He'll be able to lead you to the criminals you're looking for. Also, he managed to find Django without knowing what he looked like. I mean, how hard could it be to find 3 slave-driving brothers in Gatlinburg without knowing what they look like? In a world full of random cameos, this is one of the most random. There's very little foam on this glass, but then both glasses have tons of foam. And Django has had a couple of drinks here, but then his glass is full again in the next shot. And Schultz's glass is a third empty here, but then magically gets more full. The sun is clearly over the marshal's right shoulder, and he's facing the saloon door, but when we see his point of view, we see his shadow as if the sun was over his left shoulder. Shouldn't the shadow be over here?
They call me Hildy.
Who the f*** is she talking to? Django's a fan of Austin Powers a full 140 years before its release. Why did Django's memories of this incident look like someone filmed a TV that was playing a 70s movie?
And the Lord said
It's not truly a Tarantino movie until someone starts quoting scripture. Brilliant and visionary director relies on stupid movie trope of the bad guy fumbling his gun. Okay, so the way Tarantino shoots this, perspective-wise, the guy hightailing it across the field is going left to right. But then when Schultz shoots him, he's shot from in front. But Schultz even tracked from left to right as the guy was riding. So how in the name of the magic bullet did he pull this shot off?
My wife worked all day getting 30 bags together for
There's easily more than 30 guys in this racist posse. Movie explains away the fact that the slave is a cracked shot by saying it's just in his DNA.
the kid's a natural. Slave auction town in Mississippi isn't the place for you to visit. Free or not, it's just too dangerous. When the snow melts, I'll take you to Greenville myself.
Why doesn't he just take Django to Greenville himself right now? If he's a natural, why does he need to have a practice montage? Django's attempt to pretend like he's not going to grab this guy is terrible, but the idiot on the horse still falls for it and does nothing. This horse goes down with the rider, but then is instantly upright in the next shot.
It'd be good if I could have a confidential strategy meeting.
How does anyone buy this excuse for a conversation between Django and Schultz? What are they supposedly strategizing about? Which fighter they haven't yet seen that they're going to buy? I understand Schultz's reluctance to shake Candy's hand, even on principle, but he not only endangers the deal, but endangers both Django and Broomhilda's lives by being stubborn over a handshake. Apparently no one hears this gunshot, Candy falls against the bookcase, and it takes Candy's man Butch more than 20 seconds to react. Schultz decides to apologize to Django when he should be blasting the unobservant Butch. Why is this guy turned to the side, aiming at the front door? Apparently unconcerned by the bloodthirsty Django coming right at him. Oh, for convenience, I guess, because the front door is where Django's aiming next, and now he can use this dude as a human shield. This dead guy is totally breathing. Jamie Foxx's balls. Django only gets to keep his nuts because of the most convenient timing ever. Quentin Tarantino's acting and accent.
I got the handbill right here in my pocket.
How the f*** did the Candyland people find the handbills in Django's saddlebag, but not the ones in his f***ing pants pockets?
Would you like to make $11,000?
I know money talks, but these Australian slave drivers would never buy into this total bullshit about an $11,000 fortune. The whole reason for this scene is so that the awful things that Django did in this movie finally pay off when the slaves vouch for his story.
You want no slave.
So the dude tossed the dynamite into the cage and then what? Forgot to close and lock it? Was this thing open the whole time? Why didn't the explosion scare these horses into running away like the other ones? Why would anyone sit at this angle with this particular view?
D'Artagnan, mother...
Boy, Django sure is angry about D'Artagnan's death, for which he is basically single-handedly responsible. Boy, it sure is lucky that everyone's off at the funeral while Django sets up the death trap at Candyland. Django blows his cover, slowly walks to the balcony, and lights a candle in his gun hand and isn't blown away immediately. Why didn't Miss Laura just run for another room when the shooting started? The whole reason for Django even being here, Broomhilda sits out in plain view in front of the house instead of hiding in case something goes wrong. I know Django's cool and everything, but this blast would definitely have blown him back or at least hit him with some debris at this range. Tarantino couldn't resist putting one more N-word in the end credits scene.
Who was that nigga?
Perfect shiny white teeth on slave traders. Beer taps.
This is my valet.
French pronunciation of valet. Nefertiti bust. Pop off beer caps. Straws. Cigarette holders.
Them motherfuckers.
The phrase motherfucker. For release. Dynamite. Belt loops.
In the hot box. Got 10 more days to be in there. How many niggas you think you see come and go, huh? 7,000? 8,000? 9,000?
The number of slaves Steven has seen come and go is definitely over 9,000.